We're back. The Bridging the Gap tour is complete. Finalmente. Despacito.
Despacito.
Despacito. Despacito. Despacito. We've set ourselves up 5 questions. The first question, your favorite part of the tour?
Was so many good times, but I think my favorite part overall was the fact that we were actually doing it, that we were trusting God, going out on a limb, and though at times it was scary and crushing and it hurt and we were just walking into the unknown, the fact that we had actually committed to doing it was my favorite part. Because now you can look back and be like, oh yeah, I did that. Even though leading up to it was scary and unknown and also exciting at times, just the fact that we did it was a leap of faith.
My favorite part of the tour was growing this bad boy, my Chihuahua tail. Just kidding. My favorite part was just abiding with you and with God. Growing closer to God and growing closer to you. That time that I got to spend with you in those different beautiful places was amazing, and we definitely built some great memories. And then being able to make the art, there's so many favorite things, but those are all like favorite moments.
So question number 2 is, what was your least favorite part about living in an RV? My least favorite part, I guess, eventually got to being the space of the RV, because ours was very tight. I mean, it was doable and livable. It was great, like, don't get me wrong. But when we were together and really wanted like alone time, there's nowhere to go. You're just there. Or you just like go outside and go on a walk. Oh, and sleeping in the RV when it's really hot outside. I know what you're trying to do if you need me to do it.
Well, now your head's like barely in it. I think my least favorite part was feeling like we were being like illegal when we like parked at like a park, or feeling like we didn't belong when we were budgeting by boondocking. Feeling like I had to look over my shoulder and make sure that like I wasn't in a spot that I was like a nuisance. Like, so I guess like even in cases where I maybe wasn't being a nuisance, but just that feeling. Expectations versus reality.
I mean, we knew going into COVID that we probably weren't going to play as many gigs. And that's exactly what happens. We played no gigs. But the beauty that came out of that was we dived deeper into social media platforms. We dived deeper into creating and writing. Being asked to play our video on Fox 34 News in Lubbock. And we got to film, at the Grand Canyon, at White Sands.
That, for me, was a reality that I wasn't expecting, which was just how it was going to be so challenging. Like, I had an idea that I was going to have to surrender to the Lord, but I didn't realize just how much I was going to have to grow to be able to have peace in those situations. And I learned really how to have joy in moments where I didn't think it was even possible to. All right, a story. I just love telling stories. So we knew we wanted to head west, and we got west. We got to the Santa Monica Beach in California, which it's as west as you can go without a boat. So we made it there, and I decided one day that I wanted to go down to the shore and talk to people about Jesus. And so I get to the beach, and I'm looking for somebody that the Lord might highlight or put on my heart to approach, and I see this guy sitting on a bench. And so I park my bike, because I had ridden my bike from where our RV was parked at by a park. I walk up to this guy and I say, "Hey, can I sit down with you?" And he said, "Sure, go ahead." And there was this older black man named Quentin. When I brought an apple and a banana, I'll ask him if he wants one. So I'm like, hey, would you like an apple or a banana? And he quickly points to the banana and says, I'll take that one. And he said, oh yeah, I have bad teeth, so I want the banana. And he's like, I probably took the one you wanted. I'm like, no, it's okay. And so I'm like, man, so I'd love to talk to you about Jesus. And he said, all right, what do you got? I've already read the Bible like 300 times. And I was like, whoa.
300.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, I haven't even finished the whole book once. So you could probably teach me more about the Bible than I could tell you. Like, why don't you teach me some stuff? And I think we ended up just talking about a lot of things. You know, I learned more about his situation and how he actually sleeps on the beach. And he was just taking in the sea breeze. And he just had this such peaceful energy about him where I just felt like he was really pouring into me. And for him, it really felt like I was with community again. And so finally I asked to pray for him. And I said, I need to pray for myself too. And so I'm praying over him. And I stopped praying and he said, that was a nice short and sweet prayer. You'll read in John later about how there's Pharisees and people who just give these long extravagant prayers that are just for show. And he may have mentioned that he jams with one of the guys from the Beach Boys on the weekends. And I was like, whoa. I come back and I see him again before I leave and I say, look forward to seeing you again soon. And I noticed my bike was stolen. And I have one of those locks that you wrap around the bike wheel and the bike rack. And I must have just wrapped it around the bike wheel. So I turn to Quentin and I'm like, dude, my bike was stolen. He's like, yeah, I saw someone steal it. And I was like, darn it. And he said, hey, if I see the guy who took it, I might say something. I'm like, well, I don't want you to, put yourself in harm's way or anything. And so I just walk home. But I find it cool to imagine that the Lord wanted me to go on this 2-month tour to go west, just to meet Quentin by the beach and head back,
So going into Lee's story, every single place we went, we were trying to get me a bike, okay? And I guess everybody during the shutdown was buying a bike and buying workout equipment and was just non-existent at every single Walmart. Either they just had huge bikes for 6 foot tall people or baby bikes. Nothing like my size. All of them were out. Finally, probably the 10th Walmart we go to on this trip, we finally find a bike. We have it for a week so that we can ride bikes together because we only had one bike. And then his bike gets stolen. So then now we only have one bike again and just decided we'll have no bikes because what's the point of just having one bike when we wanted two?
So the last point, the biggest takeaway.
God's plans are different from our plans. His ways and his thoughts are higher than ours. We want to go left, but he's like, no, I want you to go right. It was a leap of faith.
So I think my biggest takeaway is that I have the most amazing wife in the world. I'm serious. The fact that Heather was willing, I can't think of anybody willing to just surrender and trust the Lord like Heather was when she came with me. So that is my biggest takeaway.
Brownie points.
Whee! That's this video, y'all. Those videos will all be in a playlist in the description, 10 videos. I am in the works of recording a new album, Childish Faith.
Last but not least, we want to say thank you to our amazing support group, amazing community of brothers and sisters who decided to support us during this mission /tour /adventure time of a lifetime. And we truly would not have been able to do it without your support and your prayers and your phone calls and your texts.
We love y'all so much, and we just want to end by showing y'all a gift that we got for ourselves, to ourselves. We ordered this at the very beginning of the tour, and it didn't arrive till the very end. That completes it. We love y'all. Bye-bye. Our provider, our sustainer, our salvation, revelation, our provider.